It was a dark and stormy night as I drove alone down a desolate road. Rain lashed against my windshield, making it difficult to see. Suddenly, I noticed a figure on the side of the road, drenched and shivering. I felt a pang of guilt and pulled over to offer assistance. The hitchhiker approached, his face obscured by a tattered hood. He climbed into the back seat without a word. I tried making small talk, but he remained silent. Unease settled in the air, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. As we continued down the road, I stole glances at the rearview mirror. To my horror, the hitchhiker's reflection seemed distorted, his eyes glowing a sinister red. A chill ran down my spine, and I stepped on the gas, desperate to get away. The hitchhiker's presence grew increasingly ominous, his figure growing taller and more menacing. The rain intensified, pounding against the car like a relentless drumbeat. My heart raced as I navigated the slick road, praying to escape this nightmare. With a flash of lightning, the hitchhiker vanished from the back seat, leaving only a damp spot behind. I let out a gasp of relief, but my relief was short-lived. A cold whisper brushed against my ear. "You can't escape me." Terrified, I pressed harder on the accelerator, desperate to outrun the malevolent presence. As I sped away, a bone-chilling laughter echoed in my ears, taunting me. To this day, I can't forget the night I encountered the hitchhiker, forever haunted by his ghostly presence. As I drove along a winding road in the dead of night, the surrounding woods seemed to close in around me. A sense of unease crept into my bones, but I dismissed it as mere paranoia. Suddenly, my headlights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the road ahead. A chill ran down my spine as I spotted a dark figure darting between the trees. Panic set in as I realized the figure was following me, its inky silhouette keeping pace with my car. My heart pounded in my chest, and I gripped the steering wheel tighter. The road ahead grew treacherous, the trees leaning menacingly over the asphalt. Sweat dripped down my brow as I caught glimpses of the figure, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. Fear gripped me, but I couldn't tear my eyes away. With a jolt of terror, I swerved to avoid hitting something in the road, only to realize it was a gaping black hole. The figure closed in, now just inches from my car. I screamed, the sound swallowed by the darkness as the figure disappeared into thin air. Shaken and disoriented, I sped away, my mind reeling from the encounter. The memory of the shadowy figure haunts me to this day, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurks within the depths of the woods. The night was moonless as I drove along an isolated highway, miles away from civilization. A heavy fog descended, obscuring my vision and casting an eerie atmosphere. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, a cold dread settling in the pit of my stomach. Suddenly, a pair of headlights appeared behind me, seemingly out of nowhere. The car tailgated me relentlessly, its high beams blinding me. My heart raced, and I swerved to let the aggressive driver pass. To my horror, the car matched my every move, refusing to overtake. Panic consumed me as I realized that I was trapped in a macabre game of cat and mouse. The menacing presence behind the wheel seemed intent on tormenting me, its intentions shrouded in darkness. As I desperately tried to escape, the road ahead twisted and turned, leading me deeper into an unfamiliar maze. The oppressive fog clung to my car, reducing visibility to a mere few feet. Shadows danced on the periphery, their forms shifting and contorting with every fleeting glimpse. The relentless pursuit continued, the car's headlights piercing through the mist like predatory eyes. Panic turned to sheer terror as I realized there was no way out. Each turn I took, the pursuing vehicle followed without hesitation, its determination unyielding. My mind raced with questions. Who was behind the wheel? What did they want from me? The air grew thick with malevolence, the weight of an unknown presence pressing down upon me. In a final act of desperation, I made a sharp turn down an old, overgrown path barely visible in the darkness. The pursuing car hesitated for a moment before vanishing into the murky night. Relief washed over me momentarily, but the silence that followed was deafening. As I cautiously continued along the desolate path, an unnerving stillness settled around me. The sound of my own breath seemed amplified, echoing in the quiet emptiness. And then, from the depths of the shadows, I heard a chilling laughter that sent shivers down my spine. I knew then that I had unwittingly stepped into a realm where the line between the living and the dead blurred. Every nerve in my body screamed to escape, to flee from the haunting presence that lurked in the night. With trembling hands, I found my way back to the main road, the fog slowly dissipating as I distanced myself from that accursed path. But the memory of that haunted highway remains etched in my mind, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can manifest on the loneliest road.